Alrighty everyone, welcome back. It is now May 21st of 2024, and I think it's pretty safe to say at this point in time that 2023, there's no doubt about it, was the absolute worst year for the Walt Disney Company. The fact that it so happened to have landed on the 100th year anniversary, and the fact that they got called out from multiple organizations and multiple individuals, mind you, like Elon Musk, for example. Not to mention we also had South Park Studios making that parody episode / special about Bob Iger and Kathleen Kennedy, really putting them in the hot seat. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. So, one thing about Bob Iger's cost-cutting measures, his cost containment plan, quote-unquote, is the actual way of saying it here, but we know that there's a lot of things going on right now across all divisions over at the Walt Disney Company. This includes Marvel Studios, Lucasfilm, as well as Pixar, for example, and many more. Now, already as we speak, Bob Iger and the board, there's a constant shakeup happening right now based on some of Bob Iger's, different actions that he's actually moving forward with to really reduce spending and to essentially make less and spend less, is what he likes to say all the time. And this all comes well after the stock fell very much sharply a couple of days ago. I don't know if you guys have been following that. But on top of everything here, there's been a lot of things going on with the third phase of the cost containment plan and how this led to thousands of employees getting fired in the process. That's all set in stone right now and will happen progressively. Now, with that being said, with Bob Iger and the board already set to expedite the third phase of the cost containment plan that will impact all divisions at the Walt Disney Company, one major development now involves more to do with Bob Iger's plan and more serious details on the result of firing thousands of employees across the board. Now, as it turns out, the third phase of Iger's cost-cutting measures will officially go into effect by the end of the summer, which will focus on firing thousands. However, many of those thousands, of course, is currently still a mystery. We're not sure if it's 3, 4, 5, you get the drill. The one division, however, that is planned to get hit the most right now is Marvel Studios, as Iger plans to focus on more smaller-scale projects that will result in firing both crew members and executives attached to Marvel Studios. The same applies to Lucasfilm, as the specifics right now are how Iger's plan is to cut down roughly 30% as well of the marketing teams behind all things Marvel Studios and Lucasfilm, as well as the projects attached to them moving forward, to reduce spending and to focus more on saving on projects that are considered risky releases to test the waters on new projects. In addition to this, Pixar is described to also receive hundreds of firings alone within this one division, where less animators will be hired for the years to come as Disney begins to focus on a new method of animating their films, essentially. What comes as the largest surprise here, however, is that many DEI lecture hires will also be laid off as a result to hire less DEI lecture hires to train those on the sets of these films on how to respect and represent DEI. The new hires eyed by Disney for this fall are reportedly more extreme with their beliefs of how important DEI is in the industry and how it should be used in these projects. However, there are, of course, those planned to be less of them as well. Iger's plan right now is to start everything with Pixar first by the end of the summer, then Marvel Studios, and finally Lucasfilm, before, of course, going toward those layoffs at the corporate ladder that consists of many executives for the Walt Disney Company in general. Shockingly, Walt Disney Pictures is also planned to take a major hit as well, with hundreds of firings in the process, along with the many failures that they dealt with and the issues behind Snow White 2025 and other live-action adaptation films. Now, this also comes as a result of the missed box office target for The Little Mermaid and the ongoing reshoots and re-edits of Snow White 2025 that is setting Disney back millions of dollars every single 6 months, give or take. Now, Iger's approach is to take this at one division at a time. However, board members, and this is exactly why there's a shakeup, are calling for all divisions to receive these layoffs within a shorter span before heading into the 2025 year. Even employees at the many theme parks are now officially planned to be let go by the beginning of 2025 as part of this cost-cutting measure, of course, with Bob Iger really enhancing his cost containment plan. This all comes after a serious emergency meeting took place between Iger and the board on how to figure out a way to make a rebound for all Disney divisions while still embracing their DEI agenda, which seemingly comes across as an act of self-sabotage to a company like this. In addition to all of this, the other live-action Disney movies are also being cancelled, for starters, as it is to reduce spending on risky projects. This includes the 2 Snow White movies that were going to be considered sequels, and even the 3rd Lion King movie that was going to serve as a direct sequel to the 2019 film. Not to be confused with it being a prequel like Mufasa. So again, I think that also comes as a result of the Mufasa, the Lion King film, getting crazy levels of backlash that we have never seen before in a live-action Disney project. Nobody really asked for this, and there are even levels of retcons in there that really kind of twist the ideas of the character of Mufasa. But apart from all of that, look, we know at the same exact time, Bob Iger is really just in self-sabotage mode at this point. He truly is going to go down as the worst Disney CEO of all time by 2026, when he plans to step down. I don't see how they're going to make any form of a rebound by firing thousands in the process, focusing on smaller scale projects, making them appear cheaper, finding different alternatives to make these movies and TV shows faster. I think in the end result here is that you're going to get a lot of subpar entertainment coming out of Disney, whether it's a TV show or a movie or some of the different things that they're investing in, by the way, for the theme parks as a response to Universal's Epic Universe getting built up right now for the summer of 2025. They're also trying to ramp up their competition with Universal. That's how desperate they're getting at this point. So at the end of the day, I mean, there's a lot of things going on here with Iger and the board, and it really is going to be their demise in the end if they keep things up like this. Now, look, we know it's not the employees' fault, right? I think that what they're doing is that they're firing and laying off the wrong people, and that this is really just going to create a larger level of backlash for the Walt Disney Company as we get closer toward that 2025 year. Again, all these firings that are now set in stone and concrete are going to happen progressively as they go and sweep through each division one by one. The board, though, like I said before, their argument is that they want this to all be done in a shorter span to get it done and over with quickly. So overall, I mean, there's a lot of things that Bob Iger has done in 2023. He hasn't done much in 2024 except lying to the shareholders, lying to the customers, and really just stringing people along saying that there's no agenda, but there is an agenda, obviously. The fact that really, they are embracing more extreme DEI lecture hires now for 2025 also is very revealing. I think that's one big wake-up call for where Disney's heading. But anyway, guys, drop a comment below. Fill me in below in the comments what you all have to say about this. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. And I will catch you guys later.